Because we are being refined. We're being refined. And in a refine, y'all gonna learn it, y'all gonna see what a refinery station looks like in a couple of years, right in the Republic. It's not no ordinary heat that takes place there. And the lightest stuff comes off at the lowest temperatures. 80 degrees is something to start coming off. But then as you begin to go higher in temperature, then is when the real heavy stuff comes out. Saints, if you want to be purified as gold, you're in the right place. If you want to be sunny side up, go your way. We don't do sunny side up here. We don't serve snacks here. We serve fresh food every time we meet. Amen. Apostle Nigel and family, we greet you and we bless the Lord for you. Amen, brother.
Let's give Yahweh praise for Apostle Thomas. Thank you so much, Apostle. Yahweh be praised. And for Lady Audit as well, we are overjoyed today. Amen? Amen. Let's glorify Yahweh, the only true and living God. Every other God is false. Am I live? I should be live. Every other God is false. Every other God with a name or without a name is false. Krishna is false. Buddha is false. Allah is not a name, it's a word for God. It's not somebody's name. Allah means the God. It is not a name. So the Muslims have no God with a name. You have a nameless God who is false. I know some church look frightened full of man bad. I'm still searching for one that I fear. Because your God is false. So you want to fight and kill people over a false God. If your religion is tolerant, it's false. You are called to serve the only true and living God. There is nothing called religious tolerance in the kingdom of heaven. And I'm not a part of it. Shalom to you, saints. I'm so glad to be with you all again. Of course, I'll be headed down the highway shortly to join the folk in Georgetown. But with me, his girlfriend, Regine, and all the children, as Apostle have already acknowledged them. I'm so glad that we are able to share this time with you all, with Apostle, with all the leaders who serve here so well. It's good to see you still continuing despite what you are facing. Amen? Hallelujah. Our country continues to plunge into chaos. Because if there's one thing that the wicked cannot avoid, is prophecy. If Yahweh has said it will happen, they could go to every CCJ they can find. It shall be so. And I always say to you, we are just experiencing the beginning. But the righteous shall be preserved. Amen. They will sit back and watch the reward of the wicked. Jack Dio said that Granger is breaking the law, while Jack Dio is encouraging Ghanaians to break the law. It's illegal to not register. Amen. Yes. And Jack Dio tells Granger, you breaking the law because you're not holding an election. And Granger says, you breaking the law by telling people don't register. And that's not called confusion. So Jack Dio is going to court for the court to stop GCOM from keeping the law. But Raphael Messiah said that there will be no confusion after you order I prophesy. There will be no confusion, there will be absolute calm in Guyana. Nothing like this will happen. And then the Chief Justice ruled, then the Appellate Court ruled, then the CCJ ruled. And up until now they can't see this confusion. Let me speak to the church this morning, and that's why I call his name. About a plight that you have observed, or some of you are living it right now, but you don't yet understand probably the seriousness of what you're living. We are in the letter to the church at Thessalonica, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Please, saints, when I get through preaching and you see me run through the back door, I'm not avoiding you. I'm going to Georgetown. Is that alright? Good. Okay. 2 Thessalonians. Good. Oh, you creep up on me like that? I was about to start my punctures. Okay, here you are. Right. Amen. Yesterday in New Jersey, I have to share this publicly and I'll do it again, maybe on an isolated broadcast just for that sake. Apostle Thomas, the saints in New Jersey, about 30 of them, went to be immersed at a public lake. Like you go to the river, you go to Blue Lake, or you go to wherever lake there is in Linden. A public place where people go to have fun and swim. 30 or so saints went yesterday morning to be immersed. They went to a corner part of the lake away from where everybody else was swimming. And when Bishop immersed, which is to put underwater the first person, then the second person, 3 lifeguards came over and said that they are offending the swimmers in a public place. Because everybody who was swimming stopped swimming. And they offended. What took the cake is that the spokesperson for the lifeguards said he's a Christian. And they must stop immersing people. Because those who are having fun across that way are being offended. And rules are rules. And the rule he has is that they must come to the lake before the lake is open. So how do you immerse people in a closed lake? But the age in which we found ourselves is one in which those who claim to be Christian, even that they can't uphold. Because Yahweh never called us Christian. He called you a saint. At Antioch, the people looked at those who were following the way and said, y'all are Christians. Was a derogatory term. It was a bad word you're using. You look at it. But even those in today's society who try to use the word to describe themselves are afraid of the world. So they had to use a strategy yesterday that I praise Yahweh for my father's wisdom. He told the lifeguard, all right then, since I can't hold anybody by the head and put them underwater, fine. Can they walk in by themselves and go under the water? The lifeguard said, well, we can't stop it from doing that. He said, no problem, cool. All of y'all come before he changes his mind. Everybody come. I immerse you in the name of Yeshua. That will come about. Because if you can't touch them, you could tell them to do it. Amen. But I rejoice to know that Core Ministries International is associated with persecution for righteousness' sake. And I'm saying that because it confirms the word that Yahweh has to speak to me today, to you about. In 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, good. It speaks about Shaul telling the brothers, don't be alarmed if people tell you that Messiah came already and all that kind of stuff. So don't be worried about that. That's verse 1. Don't let anybody trouble you with that kind of statement. Even if it comes in form of a letter, don't worry about that. For he said that they cannot come, verse 3, until the apostasy, which is the falling away from the truth, has come. There has to be, and there has been already, a great departure from what is true. Yes. And men have begun to follow lies with passion. So that's the backdrop to it, where persons, Shaul said, don't let them tell you that Yeshua came. Even if they claim that we said so, don't believe them. Because there has to be certain things revealed to you. You will witness it. And once you see it, know that the time is upon you. I'm here to tell the saints who are very scared today that the time is upon us more than ever before. Thank you for that one, amen. I'm amazed to see how many people love the Lord but don't want to see Him. The time for His return is upon us. This world has never been as evil as it is now. Guyana was once known as a very morally upright place for the greater part. Now our morals are out of the window. Our nation is governed by people who fear perverts. We have never had, I will say that until it changes, we have never had a president in this country who took the time to acknowledge and defend Bergamites and Claphamites and Grindamites. Never. The Hindu president never said it was okay. But in this age, the one who quotes scripture is the only one on record to defend what Yahweh says abominable. The one who quotes the Bible is the only one in the history of our country to bow to this behavior. Because he's found himself trapped in the age of apostasy. What is worse is when he said it, that there was no outcry from the churches. They called him a man of God and called us false. This is the age in which we live. We are in an age where a man can look at a dog and call it a rat. And if you say it's not a rat, you are infringing on his right. We are in an age where a man can stand before you and say, well, today I feel like a woman. And if you say you're not a woman, he says you are offending me because you're not referring to me by my right gender. Call me her. And if you don't say her, you are called a hater. And church people are defending that by saying it is love. We are in an age in which persons are able to talk in tongues, as they say, and babble for hours, and then turn around and look at the Bible as it's written and say that this isn't accurate. I don't agree with that. Although the Bible said it, we are in a new time, a new age, and we are more modern. So Shaul was writing in the church about this man of lawlessness who's actually anti-Messiah. And we go all the way down to verse 9 for the sake of time. When this man who avoids Torah, which is what is lawful in Yahweh's eyes, the adversary, when this man who avoids Torah comes, verse 9, the adversary will give him the power to work all kinds of false miracles, signs, and wonders. Why did Yahweh take me back here today? Only He knows. Wherever He takes me, I release my will follow. When the anti-Messiah comes, His spirit is already in the earth. The adversary will give him the power to work all kinds of false miracles, signs, and wonders. Verse 10, he will enable him to deceive in all kinds of wicked ways those who are headed for destruction, because they would not receive the love of the truth that could have saved them. Verse 11 still makes me tremble, Pastor Rickford. This is why, I'm reading, this is why Yahweh is causing them to go astray. This is why Yahweh is causing them to go astray, so that they will believe the lie. Saints, if you never feared Yahweh before this morning, I promise you half of you know you're going to start fearing Him after you get to talk. Linden, for some reason, all for this town is the nature, it's called spirit, the nature of the church in Linden is equal to the nature of the Obia man's house.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're quiet. Just see the right nerve there. Over this town, as small as it seems to be, the churches, right on their head, rest the same spirit of a voodoo Obia man. They are driven by the same passion. In the congregations in Linden are persons who are equal to those who visit Obia men. They just use a Bible and oil instead of all the incense that are burned. Over this town is the spirit of perversion. I'm talking anti-man perversion. I'm talking church perversion. Where persons will lift their hand and shout and holler and all of that. But in their mind, they are waiting for the show to begin when miracles will be performed. Persons in Linden rejoice over miracles more than they do over the truth. A perverted generation will despise the truth but celebrate a miracle. As long as these magicians can show them something that's miraculous in their eyes, they're deemed to have power. Over this town is a spirit in which some of the most perverted minds are called leaders.
Yes. Yes.
And because we're so small in geography, we somehow have learned to grow with them and to look up to them based on their years of service, not their record of service. But their records are being drawn to the table. And Yahweh is revealing more and more how polluted these men and women's minds are. And yet they are being respected in Linden. Linden has sunken so low that it does not matter what they do, they remain highly regarded. If you are guilty of respecting these men, leave. Because you're in the wrong building. You cannot have the spirit of truth and respect an Obia man with a Bible. All kinds of miracles were done or will be done by this person who is lawless. And his power comes from the adversary. I was briefly talking to Regina the other day in the car when we were driving with her, and said to her, many people have the right to be called apostles because they are. But watch this. But apostles of whom? According to 2 Corinthians, Hasatan has apostles. He has apostles. So don't tell some of these men they're not apostles. They are apostles. But apostles of whom? In other words, who has empowered them to function? An apostle of the devil is well behaved. They look holy. They preach holiness. They talk just like us, some of them. So how do I know who they are? One thing. Money. That's what the book said. The book said their passion for money exposes their nature and who sent them. Why, Apostle? Well, thank you for asking. Because I read somewhere in the book that says that the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. Good. So in order for them to demonstrate evil, they have to love money. So they can talk righteousness. They can tell you have to live right. that. They could do all of that. They could boast that I have never drank one cup of liquor. Never had another woman. Never did all of that. But when it comes to money, their true nature is revealed. They will cut you off for not paying them money. They will put you out of the church. They will refuse to associate with you. They will call you evil because of money. Every firm decision they make is driven by money. You could sleep with 50% of the men in the church and they tell you, sis, try sis, try. You can get over it. Come let me pray for you and get delivered from it. God will help you. You can get a breakthrough. Spin 3 times and that chain will be broken. But if just once you refuse to give them money when they ask for it, you suddenly become evil and you become cursed and you're going to go to hell. That's what is in this town. They are building empires based on the spirit of their father. So if miracles are going to be done, if signs are going to be done, and if wonders are going to be done, it has to be done in a name. And the name that is most associated with miracles, signs, and wonders is Jesus, not Yeshua. In this age, the name Jesus is always tagged, connected to miracles, signs, and wonders. So whenever you tell them the Messiah's name is not Jesus, they say, but I saw miracles. That's who's attached to. I saw signs. I saw wonders. I experienced miracles. I experienced signs. I experienced wonders. But what you don't understand is that somebody had to be enabling it to happen for it to be held on to so passionately. If you are of the truth, you will always say that what was wrong should not be held on to. Yes. Verse 10 says that the adversary, Hasatan, the devil, will enable this person to deceive in all kinds of wicked ways. One set of people, those who are headed for destruction. Oh. Those who are headed for destruction are the ones who are targeted for deceit. Okay? What are those people like? These are the people who, although although they could see that what they think is absolutely wrong, they still passionately speak as if it's right. Now the sad thing is some of your mothers deceive. I ain't talking about their mother, just so it's true. Your brother is deceived. Your father is deceived. Your best friend is deceived. You just don't like the truth of what I'm telling you. Because you have shown them absolute truth. They said it's the truth and still defend a lie. Because they are deceived. The next thing is, based on their deception, they are headed for destruction. Oh, I could feel some people. Y'all didn't say man, they're talking about it. You mean to tell me that mommy can be destroyed? Yes!
That's the word.
That's the book. And only the will of Yahweh can turn them to Him. Not your argument. Don't get mad and pout with me. How dare you say my mother go to hell? Well, take her out there. Since you vex, you get her out from where Yahweh says she would. Years ago, I told my own brother, if you don't turn your mind to the truth, and you keep following this man at the Assemblies of God people, you go right where they're going. And I only got one brother. Now he teaches in the name of Yeshua. And he teaches in the name of Yahweh. And that's when he became fool again. Because I told him, you and all who concern you are equally blind and deceived. And you will go to hell. being my brother doesn't make him exempted from the rule. But deceived people are on the path to destruction. What is crazy is that they believe that they're going to see Yeshua and he tell them, well done, you good and faithful servant. And they believe that we're the ones who are going to be lost. Now, why are they going to be destroyed? Because they would not receive the love of the truth that could have saved them. That is why Yahweh is causing them to go astray. Okay, you God is left preachers. How in the world could a righteous God cause a person to go astray? How could a loving God look at an innocent person and say, you are going astray? How could he do that? Thank you, Mike. Thank you, sir. He is God. He is Almighty. He is the only one who's righteous. And nobody could judge him. Yahweh has handpicked some people so that they could preach from the Bible and not realize that they're going astray. Yahweh has chosen some people so that they could do great miracles to the point whereby they call men of God and they don't know they're going astray. He's chosen some people whereby when they speak they sound so right, but they don't know that they're going astray. And then he has those who will follow them, who will certainly believe a lie, an absolute lie, and they say that's the truth. Let me close soon. Verse 12. The result will be that all who have not believed the truth, but have taken their pleasure in wickedness, will be condemned. Where is the choice in this? Where is the power to choose? Because the proof to you is not present. Verse 13. But we, that's what I came to talk to encourage you. But we, the apostles, have to keep thanking Yahweh for you always, brothers whom the Lord loves. Look at how he deals with those whom he loves now. Because Yahweh chose you as first fruits for deliverance. Apostle kept using the word deliverance this morning and using the word Yeshua for some reason. But he didn't know it was in the text. Some set of people were chosen to be deceived, so that they could be condemned and destroyed. But you, if I'm talking to the right set of people, were chosen as first fruits for deliverance. Alright. Not for deception. So at some point, it may be 30 years, 25, 40 years. At some point, your eyes had to be open in Linden. Because you were not chosen to remain where you were. You were selected by Yahweh to know that's not where you belong. But how do I know that, apostle? You had to be positioned in the environment that was wrong. Ooh. For him to tell you, look around. After 15 years of faithfulness, he said, look around this room. What did you hear? And suddenly, everything that once mattered, you figured out, how was I a part of this? What is going on around me? So then he said, no, that won't make you leave yet. Start asking questions based on your observation. Because when you ask questions of those who are not chosen, their response will confirm that you were chosen. Oh, so every time they tell you, I know the Bible said it, but you say, huh? How we get brought to the truth, Pastor? And he said, to take you deep, I have to show you that those to whom you once submitted, you were supposed to rule. Why are they saying? Good. I'm glad you're asking these questions this morning. You're doing well. Yeah, let people ask me questions. Because the scriptures that are so clear to you, they can't see the truth in it. So all this time you start reading the Bible and say, no, that's what you're preaching from? No, why not the scripture said? You are seeing all the errors in the statement or her statement, and they can't see it because they were not assigned to teach you. You are assigned to lead them because you are the light. Submitted to darkness, and darkness want to tell you, close your eyes so we could see eye to eye. And Yahweh said, you don't belong here. You don't belong here. Your days are numbered now. So after a while, you who couldn't wait for Sunday morning to come or Saturday to get dressed to go to church suddenly have delayed syndrome. You can't put on your shoes right. You can't fix your hair right. Something inside of you saying, I just can't go around these people. Something is wrong. You begin to feel uncomfortable. You begin to share with your spouse. You feel the same thing because I really don't want to go. And you start hearing, me too. I don't want to go. I was waiting for you to tell me that a long time ago. Suddenly you have agreement in the house that we don't belong here. Because when you're chosen to walk in the truth, it's just a matter of time. And when was that choice made? Before you were born. So it's not your choice to decide where you're going. But Yahweh said, I chose you. And I positioned you in that environment. Next reason why. So that I can judge them based on how they treat you. So he chose you to ask the question that made them condemn themselves with the answer. Every time you ask them a question about the truth and they said, I know, but he said, next one. Next try. Every time they answered you thinking that they were right, he said, I will destroy them. That's why they can't stand you today. Because you are the item that will be used to judge them. So if you're crying because of what it's saying about you in the old church, this is called dry your eye day. What guy? Because when I'm even on you crying to the pastor say, the pastor wife say, no. Every time they say something even to you or about you, it's a sign that they were chosen for destruction. But Yahweh chose you as first fruits for deliverance. Look at this. By giving you the holiness that has its origin in the Spirit. Oh my God. Wait, man. You are not chosen for a deliverance service. You were chosen to be delivered. And Yahweh's method of delivering you is by giving you something. So wait a second then. How all of y'all in here, most of you in this room, were told that you have to go to deliverance service to be delivered. When your deliverance was found in a choice made by your God, that I will give you my spirit, who's called the Spirit of Truth, and that will deliver you. And up until today, there are people in Linden who say that we don't have deliverance service in here, so we don't have power. Power was found in Yahweh choosing you to be delivered. Y'all gonna make me preach harder than I want to this morning. Here, church, deliverance for those who are chosen doesn't come from deliverance service. It comes from Yahweh giving you the seed called the Spirit. Because you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Deliverance service can't set you free when you are chosen by Yahweh, the Spirit of truth. And since you want to challenge what I said, Susie, I want a book for that. Let me give you the book for it then. He said that the Spirit of truth will lead you into what? Which word in that name deliverance service? What part of that name deliverance service? To be led into all truth, you discovered that deliverance service is a lie. They pray for your fornicating demon more than anybody else. And you can't stop till you bump into somebody called Yeshua. who told you this is not what you called for. Thank you for that, who, sis, because somebody should to say it. Hallelujah. Thank you, sis. They're scared. They don't want to tell the truth because somebody says, I want to say yes, they can know my business. Let me tell you, they prayed for you to be delivered from the cussing demon. Because you want me to say fornication there. And you're still cussing until you bump into somebody called Yeshua. They pray that some curse in your family that makes you sick all the time be broken. And it was not broken until you bump into somebody called Yeshua. And when Yeshua found you, he said you were chosen to know the truth. You can't be cursed and be my child. Chosen people are never delivered by the work of man. You were chosen as first fruits for deliverance by giving you the holiness, which is separation. Can I talk about that for 2 minutes and go? When you are chosen for deliverance, the sign is the sword. So you've been preaching all morning, you know, preaching my message all day. Thank you, Apostle. You made my life easy. I can travel to church with a free conscience. But you preach half of the message. When you are chosen, the sign is a sword. If you are chosen for deliverance, but you're not from your past, associations and friends, you aren't chosen yet. A sign that you're chosen is you will be divided from people. You'll be separated from people. For the chooser whose Messiah said, don't think I came to bring peace. I came to bring a sword. I came to set a son against his father, a father against his son, a mother against a daughter. That is what choosing does. It divides you from people. How are you crying that they left when Messiah said, rejoice that you were chosen? Your deliverance is marked by holiness. Holiness means you are separated from something and you're brought to something else. Your association in here is because of holiness. You were chosen to leave. And Yahweh knows some of you weren't strong enough to leave, so you were chosen to be left. Yes, I will. You were chosen to leave. But since some of you too weak to leave, you were chosen to be left. You know what it is for a man who thought that you were his whole world to suddenly tell you, I don't want you anymore because this Yeshua thing. Are you trying to figure out now what could make me unattractive? Chosen. He chose you to break your heart so you could follow the truth. I say, walk in my truth. Follow me. Because you were chosen before the foundation of the world. And for me to let you know who you're chosen to be, I will divide you from people. I'll strip you of everything around you that you were certain about. Yes. And you start saying, maybe I'm a bit too harsh. Some of you had the thought to say, maybe I'm in the wrong fellowship. Because you're a person that you don't preach so hard, my friends will come back. No, they wouldn't. It was not about my preaching, it was about your being chosen. He chose you so they could leave you. For you to understand that you're different. He chose you so that this year, when Carnival come, you could say no. When last year you said yes. What made you change your mind? You didn't like me seeing the big truck, so I'm going to get nervous already. All year you've been holding on to the big truck. Hold on to the big truck, mama. Hold on. And this year you say, how are they going to listen to that kind of foolishness? What changed your mind? How are you doing this foolishness now? Because you were chosen. At the appointed time, Yahweh says, this is the hour. I shall arrest you. Shaul said he was apprehended. I shall grab a hold of you and said, you are my child. And suddenly that which you once enjoyed, the liquor don't taste right now. Some of you in here, the weed don't feel right no more. You're smoking and think it's better because it didn't lighten right. One of the give you dirty to smoke because this weed is smoking right. How come this weed is feel right? You need to do to my weed. I can rap it myself, you can rap it all you want rapping. When the truth said your time is up, even the weed can't feel right. Nothing you do feels right. The liquor start tasting funny. The cigarette don't taste right anymore. When you are chosen to be separated separated. Sin feels different.
Amen. Amen.
Don't let me talk about me before I go, call you know enough my business already anyhow. When women start feel different, you know you say for real, boy. Say it. Say it.
Amen.
Thank you, sir. When that which once felt so good, you start saying, boy, you start checking yourself and say, how you losing it? You can't lose your touches like this, boy. You're losing. No, this is not you. You know you're different.
Joseph.
Certain girl came and touched me that day. I don't never forget it. And she touched me, she said, you didn't react. You say for true.
Joseph.
Brother Ruffin, this is what I had on the list for years. You gotta get.
Top of the charts. Top of the charts.
Sorry, girlfriend.
Top of the charts. Top of
I
the
said, boy, this
charts.
is going down now. Oh, now, boy, when she, the girl said, you changed. That's not you anymore.
The whole shebang.
This is
going
not the
down.
Nigel I know.
The whole shebang going
God in
down.
mercy.
Uh-huh.
Jessie, when she walk away, I wonder, I say, boy, how you do this? How did you, boy, you could make that? Nigel, what's wrong with you? You crazy? Look what you got going. And something in me say, you better know if we want to call her back. That's how you know you're chosen. Then even something says, do it. Somebody else says, not today, because you're different. You shall not. You were chosen. He gave you his spirit. And the next thing he gave you is faithfulness that has its origin in the truth. You were chosen and you were given faithfulness. You didn't choose to be faithful. You were given faithfulness by Yahweh to say that when they can't follow truth, you remain faithful to it. You are chosen whereby when you are rebuked in the truth, because he gave you faithfulness, you say, I can't leave. Anybody you see is able to walk away from you easily when they rebuke. Don't worry about it. Chosen people remain faithful even in correction. Because the faithfulness is given to them so that they cannot be deceived. Yahweh, before you were born, identified you in this room to be chosen. What I love about him is he made some of you so friendly, so approachable, so nice. He gave you all these wonderful attributes. And they call you, man, you're always there for me. I could always rely on you. When young people say you're my ride or die, or ride or die, which one? Ride or die. Yeah, you ride or you die. I know this supposed to be. You my ride or die. Yeah, boy. You're my dog. Yes, you're my baby. You're all that. You're the nicest one in the class. All the teachers call you sister. This girl is going to be such an angel. Oh my God. This child must be some nurse or some doctor. Oh my God. You could see this girl right here. Susan is so quiet. Carlotta is an angel. Yes. Ketsia. Oh my God. You know, these people came from heaven. Yahweh give you all that. Like girlfriend. Girlfriend? Yes, this girl, she's so quiet. She hardly has anything to say. And he used that and said, everybody will love you then. That's why I love him so bad. After they paint you such a nice, quiet Gina, he then said, now take my spirit, take faithfulness, take truth. And he said, open your mouth. When you start talking this, that's it now. How you get like this? Because they want to change now. How you become this way? You used to be quiet. You were once so unassuming because they didn't know who had called me yet. But when he calls you out of darkness and gives you his spirit of truth, you have to proclaim the truth. So at some point they begin to label you somebody else. You know you were chosen when your past character is all they can hold on to. And say you used to be nice, but now you just tell us as it is. In other words, before I bid you shalom and say goodbye, they were telling you that your character was a lie. Let me help you why. Because they're telling you, you now telling us as it is, what you used to tell them before. They now say, you suddenly get bold, so what were you before? You always wanted to do what we said, but now you act like you have a mind of your own? No. The mind I have was given to me by the Messiah. I have been renewed in my mind. I have put on the mind of the Messiah, so you can't control me any longer. Many persons who once related to you only knew you based on where they were, not who you were called to be. You were called to be righteous. They can't relate to the righteous you. You're called to be holy. They can't relate to the holy you. They could relate to the part of you that could have dealt with them based on who they were. But your days of darkness were never permanent. Theirs was. You were called out of what they were normal in. So now when you are called to walk in the truth, they see you as abnormal. Because they weren't chosen to be this. Chosen people have to have the grace to walk away from years, sometimes, of friendship. Because you can't manifest holiness by being faithful to unholy people. You have to walk away. Some of you are polite enough to write a letter or to make a call to say, well, from tomorrow we can't be friends. I don't know how to do that. I don't have the grace to do that. I don't know to tell people that from next week we can't be friends anymore. You have to give them a time frame. This is our last month of friendship, and after this month I can't associate with you anymore. Take back your chicken that I keep in for you and cook it out. If me and friend I don't owe you anything, cook the chicken and eat it. Because I'm talking to you after that. But ask for no chicken. Somebody also decent, you gotta call them and tell them, would you please come to collect the chicken in the fridge? And after you collect the chicken, we're not friends anymore? You crazy? When you end the friendship, they're coming for no chicken. Relax yourself. Eat the frog. Would you please come back for your cake, for your ice cream, for your biscuit? You start listening to that to come back for. We ain't friends no more. This mutton curry in the fridge comfort. And you start listening everything I have to come back for. Don't call them back for anything. And now it's the end of the friendship. It's finished. Because most of them get vexed and say, I don't want nothing from you. Keep everything. You see you're fortunate? Because they're mad now. I don't want anything from you. Keep everything. I'm done with you. Don't tell them no. You say, really? Okay, fine. It is finished. Free food for 1 month. When you call to the truth, you have to be quick to let these things go. Release it. Because if you don't walk away from it, you are going to be compelled to follow the truth. When you are chosen to follow the truth, Yahweh beats you into obedience. Because you were chosen to be separated from those who were not. I rejoice over you come as you are Ministries. I rejoice over the fact that for years in this country, you have continued. You have pursued past the obia. You pushed past all they had to say. Everything they tried to tell you would not happen, and you're going to fail in the ministry, you're going to crumble. And you have pushed past all of that. You have pursued in righteousness. You have continued to walk. they had meetings about you, and they said they don't know how to Rick Ford. How could Rick Ford submit to Nigel and Tamo? He's still here. We still here. Pastor Robert, oh, you go through hell. Robert lose his mind. If Nicky Mickey do that, I know, just listen. Is he wife Mickey leave? Because he would never walk away. They don't understand that when Yahweh has chosen you, there's a difference that comes. And there's a day that comes when you don't need a wife's support. You're able to stand and say that I hear the voice of my Messiah telling me it's time to go. But no, they have to find a reason. Is Nicky McGraw would go. Sorry, in the US, you don't understand my Guyanese vernacular. That's my dialect. Let me use it right. Is the one Nicky? Is she? Robert did that good. It means he was doing well. He was doing well all along. You can say good 3 times. He did that good. And suddenly, she watching the London one on TV. And after she watched the London one on TV, these people know my name. And every time people suddenly know me as the London one. Thank you. That London one. Pastor Mark, same thing. He ran away from the church. I want to follow Tamo. I know you're going to last long. He's still here. Someone needs to put it on Facebook. I'm still here. And let them know you're still exist. I am still here. I have nowhere to go because I was chosen to follow the truth. Be mad all you want.
Yes, sir. Oh, man.
But Ruffin, you're too brilliant. You're such an intelligent young man. How could you associate? They didn't think I look stupid, huh? Because they tell all that how smart you are. So I what? Who you call me? You are so brilliant. Susan, you have all these things attached to your name. How could you submit to Nigel? Man, ain't that bad. Oh. But they don't understand what happens by the call to the called people, man. When you are called before the foundation of the world, there's a voice that he uses in the earth to tell you, this is the truth. Apostle got it the worst. Because, you know, he taught me in school. Tamo, you're a principal, Tamo. Think to this thing. You're a principal. You're a name in society. You are a leader of Linden. How could you submit to Nigel? Am I that bad? Gee, what man? Even girlfriend that turned to girl, like, how you doing? Like she punishing girl. How you do, sis? I just checking. Checking for what? How you do? I know what you're going through. How you making out? Baby, how she making out? When you are chosen, people always have something to say about who you follow. But remember that they did not call you. Neither did they choose you. So their opinion about you is irrelevant. We praise Yahweh today. And I say to you again and leaving you saints, I rejoice over you. For Yahweh has proven to me that you were chosen to walk in the truth. Some of you endure things that some other people die out there. But you have been chosen to abide in the truth. Let us continue there, amen. I bless you today. As I said, I'm going to run away from you now to head down to Georgetown, but I bid you all shalom. May Yahweh's blessings abound to you. Bless you, man. Bless you, saints. Let's glorify Yahweh. Let us stand today. Bless him. Thank you so much.
Praise his holy name. Yahweh is awesome.